This video covers Gloria's properties and how she varies from Trish. Her health was reduced from 850k to 800k. Her walk speed forward has been increased from 3 to 5, while her walk speed backwards has been decreased from 3 to 2. Her ground dash forward speed has been increased from 16 to 21, while her ground dash backward speed has been reduced from 16 to 15.5 and has had its deceleration value increased from 0.7 to 0.99. She's gained a triple jump and a double air dash. Her air dash up back speed has been nerfed from 19 to 14 vertically and 17 to 14 horizontally. Her air dash up forward speed, on the other hand, has been buffed from 17 to 25, both in the vertical and horizontal values. She's had her air dash down speed increased from 19 to 31. Her minimum damage scaling used to be 20 on normals, 20 on specials, and 40 on hypers, and now it is 3 on normals, 5 on specials, and 8 on hypers. Her Xfactor no longer gives any damage bonus or any speed bonus. Instead, when she's in Xfactor, she builds more meter. When she's in Xfactor 1, she builds 180% meter. When she's in Xfactor 2, she builds 260% meter. And when she's in Xfactor 3, she builds 340% meter. Her flight mode has been removed. That input now generates EX voltage instead. The TAC infinite state has been removed when landing, similar to EX characters. Now going on to her normals. Every single normal has had its damage reduced by somewhere in between 10 and 30%. Some even more than that. Her standing light has had its startup reduced from 5 frames to 3 frames, has had its block stun reduced from by 8 frames, meaning that it has almost no block stun. You could see that Doom's cape only pops up for a frame or two, and then he's vulnerable to throws, etc., but he can also act. Along with that, it's had its ability to juggle air opponents be improved slightly, so you're able to use it in combos. It's had its hit sphere increase slightly, so crouching characters are still able to be hit or need to block it in more circumstances. Her 5M has a new animation. It's been replaced with the Jodan kick from Ryu. This attack knocks people very far back on hit and on block. She can use it along with her voltage in pressure strings and with her teleport in mix-ups. Her standing heavy, crouching heavy, standing S, and jumping heavy are her sword normals. All of these have the properties that they chop projectiles and they do chip damage. For 5H specifically, its startup was reduced from 13 to 12, and its active frames increased from 2 to 7. Its recovery has also been reduced from 24 to 18, making it easier to use to cancel projectiles. Her 5S is different from other 5S's in this game. Her launcher can be cancelled into anything that takes meter. This is access to her teleport. This is access to EX voltage. This is access to clockwork. And this is access to command throws. Her crouching light is her least changed normal. It had a buff where it was decreased from 5 frame startup to 4 frame, otherwise not really changed. Her crouching medium moves much farther, has its startup reduced from 10 to 7, deals some chip damage, and builds a little additional meter. Her crouching heavy, along with the properties of doing chip and chopping projectiles, can be reverse chained from into stand light. In addition to this, its block stun is much longer than it used to be, and it lifts higher on hit to enable easier combos for certain situations. For her air normals, she has had the ability to air dash cancel normals be added. Her air L has not really been changed that much other than air dash cancel, but air dash cancel is very powerful for it. Like every one of her moves, it has less damage than Trish's. Her air medium, on the other hand, has been dramatically changed. It is a Marvel 2 normal in the air. If you press medium in the air, you build meter even on whiff. Along with this, just like in Marvel 2, you could air dash cancel it on whiff. In addition to this, you can jump cancel on whiff as well, allowing you to block. And finally, she can cancel it into her dive kick on whiff as well, giving a full movement suite while doing her air M as an attack. Her aerial heavy has had its startup reduced from 14 frames to 12 frames, and its active frames increased from 3 to 7. Like her other sword normals, it chops projectiles and deals chip damage. She has a new normal, where if your sword is out, she can do something other than dive kick with heavy while she's in the air, and it uses her old TAC up animation. Along with her new normal, her dive kick has been improved. It no longer stalls before it starts moving downwards. Its movement speed is faster, and its ability to get to the ground quickly is fast because of this. It has had its damage reduced just like everything else, but on top of that, it's a move that's had its hit sphere radius reduced from 40 to 32, so it's less solid of a poke than other dive kicks or than Trish's previous dive kick. Her Air S has had its startup decreased from 11 to 7. Just like other air normals, it's air dash cancelable. It's had its active frames increased from 2 to 6, and its hit sphere radius has been increased from 40 to 60, meaning that it's easier to cross up with, and it is now a very consistent and stable cross up. Her throws now animate faster on the ground and force an immediate neutral tech so that there's a fast mix up that goes on instead of people being able to think when they get thrown. This is for both forward throw and back throw. You may see that Gloria is glowing and that there are bars going down next to both characters whenever a throw happens. Gloria gets access to her down down S battery charge install whenever she throws someone, so she builds more meter during that time. Along with that, both characters get a 25% speed increase, both Gloria and her opponent. So, while in normal state, if she does instant overhead light and the dive kick, it does nothing. It's a combo after a throw, and this is true for your opponent as well. They're able to access new combos and opportunities that are otherwise unavailable after having been thrown by Gloria, but you get the first shot at it because she recovers more quickly.